that ESP with the skull and snakes, that thing is an iconic guitar. I want to get Chris Woods to build me an actual bomb guitar. He sells them, they're like about $3,000 to $4,000, but it's an actual replica of the skull guitar, with the one that he had in Dream Warriors. I want that sucker bad. This is a LTD, this ain't the big dog one. I'm gonna get an ESP, but I want to find like a blue camo, or I would take the desert camo too. But one thing about those guitars, they are heavier than a Les Paul, so they are not my favorite guitar to play. So I'm gonna have to find ones I love to spend $5 on a guitar that's gonna be uncomfortable to play, just to have it because it's one of George Lynch's. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shoot, the LTDs, like these, like, there's a LTD Serpent and a LTD, like, that Skull and Snakes. Man, those suckers are going for $1,500, $2,000. The last blue cami I looked at was, they were asking $5,600 for it. And then I found a, I think it's the Cami 4, Copy 4, whatever. I think it's the green one. I can't remember if that's the 4 or what, but, and that thing was like $4,900. And like I said, this thing is heavy this is as heavy as a Les Paul. And the bodies he uses on those damn ESPs, his signatures, I mean, dude, 10, 11 pounds. I mean, all day long. And if you're my age and you stand up and play a guitar for 3 sets that weighs 10 to 11 pounds, woo, it hurts. But I will have one before I pass on, I hope. Sit my old ass down. Oh. Let's see. What model Charvel you have? I love Charvel. I've had Model 1s, Model 2s, 3s, 4s. I'm dying to get a 6, and I'm damn if I can ever afford to throw out $2 or $3 grand for a 750 or a 650. I would trade 3 of my vintage Charvels and for a 650, 750, and some money, maybe. Just depends on how nice it is, man. Things are supposed to be just like the Grail. I've had a Marshall, I've had Mesa Boogie, I had a Randall Lynch box for a long time. I ran a Randall Lynch box for like 10 years. Hughes Kettner, I love Hughes Kettner. Yeah, I got a Model 3 too. Man, I love that. I changed out the original Floyd Rose. But those guitars are just shredders, man. I mean, and it kills me because you could used to get those guitars. I mean, those were pawn shop guitars. You know what I mean? I used to buy those guitars for like $200 when I had my music store. Trade in. And hell, I bought some. $250. You could buy a Model 4 for $400. Hell, you could get a damn Model 6 for $5, $6. Because people didn't know what they were. And all of a sudden, COVID hit and nostalgia hit. Next thing you know, I got these $200 guitars. I can get $800, $900, $1,100. I mean, it's just, and the guitar prices are still out of sight, man. I'm looking at some of these ESP prices. Man, they start at $4,000, $4,000. Like, am I really this poor? Am I this poor? Like, people are really out here just buying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 guitars every day. Really? Jesus Christ. What am I doing wrong? On this sucker, it's killing my fingers. Yeah, look, which I'm kind of, because you remember those, they're the Jackson DKMGs, that series of guitars, buying for $250 all day long, $250. They were the reverse neck with the piranha teeth, but just absolutely just great guitars. I mean, to buy the same guitar new. At the time I was buying those, you'd have to spend $800, hands down, because hell, they came with the active EMGs, because you had the HZs that came in one model, and all the ones I had the EMG 85, and I think it was 85 and something else. But they were not the HZs, they were the active ones. I even had one that had an 18-volt conversion, and you could buy them cheaper than hell. And then all of a sudden, $750, $800. Man, when I saw what a Model 4 was, I'm talking like, I bought my Model 4 for like $400, $400. And when I saw $1,200, $1,400, I was like, Jesus, this is like insane. I mean, hindsight 2020, man. Because see, the music store that I opened, the reason I opened that music store was to concentrate on selling Japanese guitars. High quality guitars for low price. You can buy a $400 Japanese guitar, that'll equal a $750, $800 guitar. And I was about 5 years too early. Because man, I made out pretty good selling guitars during COVID, because the prices were just so high. I'm like, dude, I'm making like 2,000% profit. I mean, it's, and now that the prices have leveled back off, oh, the one guitar I miss more than any guitar is I had a PV Vandenberg, and it's when I first started playing guitar, and I didn't appreciate or understand what that guitar was. Bought that thing for $799. And at the height of COVID, I saw some of them going for $2,000, $2,500. The puzzles were going for like $4,000. But that was an insane guitar. They've got the reissues coming out, but the reissues are like $2,500, $2,600. You can buy the vintage ones for about $1,500 to $2,000. I'm gonna be buying a vintage one. Yeah, I had, like I said, beyond that music store, shoot, I've had tons. I'm a big fan of early 80s Carvins when they had the cool headstock. And I'm really into the ESPs that have the Jackson lawsuit headstock. Because Jackson guitars have the badass headstock. I mean, that's the benchmark. I mean, that is reverse neck. If you're into it, that's the coolest looking guitar out there for a headstock. I hate the Ernie Ball headstocks. I had a Majesty and a JP. Ugh, great, they were good guitars, but man, I hated that headstock. And I guess that's kind of snobbish, but yeah, I mean, there's some guitars, man, the headstock is so ugly, I just can't play. I won't buy them. I don't care how good they are. Oh, and a Night Swan. Man, I would love to get a Night Swan, like the original. But I ain't got $7,000 or whatever crazy money they're asking for them right now. Should have made better life decisions, I reckon. Man, I'm telling you, man, I've been having that bug too. Man, I tell you, I would not mind, because I've got a few guitars that I just never play, and they're, you know. But I've heard horror stories like those, you know, new USA Jacksons, the ones at that $2,500 price range. I've played a couple of them, and they feel alright, but then one thing that turns me off about a guitar is like when people buy one, like when they first get issued that year, and then you'll see, like, next thing you know, you see 12 of them.